So here's my DIY motor. You saw in the last video that once I give it a little push here, it just spins all by itself. And let's see how it works. So we've got our circuit diagram here, and the basic idea is that you have an EMF, that's right here, that runs a current through the circuit and into the free spinning loop right there. And the loop, all it is, as you can see here, it's just a coil of wire, and it's connected to these metal supports so that it's free to spin, but since it's touching the metal supports, it's still going to connect the circuit up. And my metal supports here are paperclips. Now by itself, this just acts like every other short circuit, which is not that interesting unless you like accidentally starting fires. It does get interesting, however, when we add a magnet. So now we have our loop with some current in the magnetic field. And because of that, we get a magnetic force. And just right-hand rule, we've got an upward force here. I'm just going to draw that in, upward. And on this side of the loop, we've got a downward force. And that's what's going to cause the motor to start spinning. But wait, once the loop is flipped, now the currents are reversed and we get a magnetic force the other way. So now it's the opposite. So we've got a downward force out, or an upward force out there, and a downward force over here. And that's just going to counteract whatever we did, and the motor's not going to work. But we can get by this by using a bit of a hack. So you can see here that we insulate, you can see the insulation here, we insulate half of the wire. And what that's going to do is when it's in one position, I'm just going to draw this in, when the current in the loop, let's just say it's this way to start, then you can see there's no insulation on the bottom, so the current is just going to get through and everything works like the way it did. But once the loop flips over, now the insulation here is preventing the current from getting through. And so since there's no current, even though the magnetic field is still there, there's no magnetic force that's going to counteract this motion here. And so the angular momentum is just going to carry it through and back to this position where there's force again, and it just repeats. So yeah, and that's just about all you need to know for the motor. Thank you for watching.